Welcome back, Wolfpack Villas here, and I really like all of this. We just reviewed Chimecho not too long ago. There's also an Eviolite Scyther, and most likely a Mega Sableye. Yes, and yes. I just want to get to the battle and find out all that's going to go down on this one. The opponent also has a very interesting team, with Venusaur, potentially Mega Latios, maybe a Mega Venusaur, and an Umbreon. We don't see Umbreon too much, but I know that that thing can tear Pokemon apart. So this could be a pretty intense battle, and Venusaur just withdraws. It knows it can't set up Leech Seed against the Magic Bounce Sableye. It's, if you just get outpaced with Calm Mind, Sableye could be nasty right there. So that's going to be Mega Sableye. And did it go for the Calm Mind, or did it go for status? Went for the Calm Mind, so playing it safe. But Umbreon got switched in. And that could be an interesting matchup, because I guess you could burn it, but you can't really do too much, because, I mean, Calm Mind isn't going to outscale too hard against the Dark-type Pokemon, and then it can maybe pay back. Toxic. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so Umbreon, throughout the Toxic, hasn't Magic Bounced into itself, so it can synchronize and then Toxic the Sableye. I think that that's actually worth it. That Sableye probably one of the harder Pokemon to get to, like, any kind of status onto, so you have to kind of sneak it in there with a Synchronize, but now Sableye is not looking too good because it takes a lot of time to set up. And now, even though Umbreon is paralyzed or poisoned, it has Wish, it has its own Sustain. So now it's just going to be potentially a crazy stall battle. And at that +1, Sableye's like, okay, I just gotta attack. Just going to get that damage out there. But since Umbreon used the Wish, really spices things up. Now, Umbreon might have the Wish Protect. So it's Toxic and Wish that we know of. Really interesting. Like, well, actually, that's not really interesting. That's pretty standard right there. Normally, I see Moonlight, but then Heal Bell. So, I mean, is this Umbreon made specifically to counter out Sableye's? Because it might status itself. Then it has Heal Bell with the Wish. So now it's back. It's fresh. It has full health, no status, but Toxic. And I can only imagine the other move being Protect. So just a pure Toxic stall Umbreon. Wow. Actually, that's the payback. So never mind. It's just a crazy Umbreon right there. Takes the Bug Bite after the Swords Dance. Not enough to knock out, though. And then Foul Play, not Payback. Foul Play going to finish off Scyther. And that was quick hit right there. That Swords Dance kind of working against Scyther for the damage. But now Umbreon is weak. Sableye is going to come in, reset the poison, and just going to try to finish off. But Umbreon has other plans. Going to switch out, and we're going to see the Latios. But Sableye, with that Will-O-Wisp, just making sure, like, just in case Umbreon stayed on the field, probably going to secure a bit more damage with the Will-O-Wisp than a +0 Dark Pulse. But Sableye takes Poison, Latios takes Burn, and this could get really interesting. So that's the Draco Meteor from Latios. Just screw it, max damage, going to try to nuke Sableye, see if there's enough damage with the Poison afterwards, because Sableye is going to take quite a bit, but Latios special attack drops, and there's another Dark Pulse, just chipping in, or there's actually a Dark Pulse, chipping in that damage over half. That's actually kind of unexpected, a lot of damage, even for a super effective hit. I just don't see a lot of potential in that +0. Burn's going to come through, so Latios getting really weak, and that's good. You're pretty much going to have to withdraw Sableye, and the opponent withdraws Latios as well. So that's going to just be kind of free switch for both. Sableye might be getting the better deal out of it because it's going to go down to Poison. And now we see Chimecho, and whatever Chimecho is up to, this could get wild. So Mega Venusaur is revealed, and we wait. I'm just like, what kind of set are we seeing? So Leech Seed, Mega Venusaur going to go and Leech Seed Chimecho. Makes sense. Chimecho going to go and throw out to Thunder Wave though. So I didn't think about Thunder Wave. Now we're slowing down Venusaur. Chimecho gets an effective speed priority. Now it's just going to be able to set up however it wants to. And screw that, it's just going to use Extra Sensory. So it has the advantage as a Psychic type Pokemon against Poison typing, doing a little over a third to Venusaur. And things get interesting. Venusaur gets paralyzed. Chimecho heals up a bit of the Leech Seed with the leftovers. And Extra Sensory, I believe, has a chance to flinch, like 10% chance to flinch. So that means we're effectively looking at 30% chance to lock down Venusaur between the flinch, between the paralysis, and doing a good amount of damage. But Venusaur does have really good sustain. Giga Drain plus Leech Seed, going to chunk out Chimecho just a bit, going to pull it back over half, and then leftovers are going to heal up Chimecho, kind of give it a good amount of health. But then Venusaur gaining an eighth of Chimecho's health. That sustain really strong. And Chimecho, I think, is kind of losing out at the end. Like, it might be doing ever so slightly more damage, but it's very, very negligible. So that's another extra sensory. Flinch on the Venusaur right there. And then Chimecho gets that heal up. I think it would have survived the Leech Seed and the Giga Drain. Maybe. It wouldn't have had too many other options after that. So now Venusaur getting a little bit of health back. And Chimecho with the Healing Wish? So using the Thunder Wave to try to harm the opponent to just kind of set up into the Healing Wish. But now Sableye. Sableye is going to get a fresh start. And the paralysis doesn't really matter because Pokemon's knocked out anyways. Like, you can't set up on something that isn't there. Sableye, no longer poisoned. Back up to full health. Doesn't have its Prankster. That's kind of a bummer. But overall, you know, Chimecho brought a Venusaur below half. And that's kind of it. It did get some status, so being a bit of support, but I mean, it gave Sableye that fresh breath it needed. So now it's Calm Mind set up, and this is what Venusaur was trying to avoid. Venusaur's paralyzed, so that paralysis is getting in work now, and Sableye's like, free Calm Minds. I got this. I'll deal with the Latias when it comes out. I'll deal with everything. I'm going to be good. So Venusaur uses Leech Seed. Don't people know about... It's official. No one knows about Magic Bouncer. No one knows Sableye is Magic... I don't even... You know, guys? I want to make that into a shirt design. Just be like... I'm trying to think about how I could make that into a shirt design. Maybe it's a popular enough idea. Like, just put an ambiguous gym. Because the reason why my t-shirt design failed so much is because I don't know how all these other people get away with putting Pokemon designs. Like, I've been talking with other, like... patent content monitor people, and they're like, no, you just can't put any kind of vague, even commission Pokemon design work. And I guess it's copyright's a weird thing. But you can't copyright a gym and then just have it say like, status me, bro, or okay, use that Leech Seed, or okay, use that Toxic, and just have like Sableye's gym. That way it implies Magic Bounce, but not really. And then Latias also has Healing Wish. I know we got sidetracked there, but I got a cool t-shirt idea. Because it's such a common thing that, why does everyone throw down status onto Magic Bounce? It doesn't make sense. Even obvious Magic Bounce. So, that's going to be, wow, like, now we get a really awkward reset. So, Magic Bounce going to Toxic, and then now both are Toxic again. Crazy, but Sableye already has some Calm Mind, and the Healing Wish on Latias was kind of insane. So, Synchronize, going to poison it out. And we already know that the Umbreon has the Wish. So Umbreon has Sustain. Doesn't have too much extra damage in the Foul Play. Poison's going to come through. Dark Pulse is also going to come through. And this is the only Pokemon right now. So Umbreon, all it has to do is really spam that Wish. But will it be enough? Because we're going to have that poison damage. Umbreon doesn't have the Protect. So it is going to take 2 turns worth of Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse not looking like a lot of damage, but we do have the Toxic coming in. Sableye's taking Toxic as well, but we know Sableye isn't going to take a ridiculous amount of damage. However, Umbreon with that Heal Bell right there. Bell's going to chime. Does Sableye have enough damage left? Like, that Bell into the Wish, or the Healing Wish is, like I said, I think this Umbreon was built just to counter out Mega Sableye. And the crit mattered. Getting that last little hacks at the end. Oh, the opponent, so mad. That probably wasn't enough. I would have to say that wouldn't have been enough damage. So the setup coming through, and now that's just Dark Pulse and gone. So Giga Drain, going to try to do something to Sableye, not doing any damage, not going to heal up for anything. Huge Calm Mind boost is going to make this Dark Pulse be massive. And, oh yeah, the Heal Bell also cured the paralysis on Venusaur. So that's an epic Umbreon, but just not enough to get over the hacks and the strategy overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Crazy little Fan Fridays. We got to see Healing Wish Chimecho set up and do some work. So you guys enjoyed the video. One more Fan Fridays coming up in just a bit.